As we hear these calls in our national uprising against racist police violence, we hear the rallying cry of defund the police. And I can't help but think about how we apply that same logic to the international scale with the US in calling for defunding the military, because all of those social programs, federal programs that have been defunded for many years, have lost money at the expense of the military's funding pot, which gets bigger and bigger every year. It's the same logic, right?
Yes, certainly. When we talk about the war economy, when we talk about militarism, we are talking both about the ways in which our communities are being militarized at home and abroad. So we see the police and the way that our police are militarized as deeply connected to our efforts to shift from having a war economy to a peace economy.
And so just this week, we saw Representative Barbara Lee of California introduce a resolution that would cut up to $350 billion from the military budget to use that money instead to reinvest in war. That call got very little coverage in mainstream media outlets, but it seems as though that particular resolution encompassed what the Poor People's Campaign is calling for.
Yeah, so that specific number in terms of defunding the military, that comes directly from our moral budget. In 2018, we released the Poor People's Campaign Moral Agenda. It was a set of demands. The next year, we released a moral budget, which was looking at these demands and asking the question, can we afford this? Is this possible? And of course, when you look at systemic change as a whole, when you approach it as a full package, thinking about poverty, systemic racism, ecological devastation, and the war economy, militarism, and solutions to ending these systems. So that came out of our moral budget that was then used in this bill. Certainly, we're very happy about that. We also believe that legislation has to be all-encompassing. It cannot only be addressing just one area of our agenda, but really needs to be looking at the whole. But that does come directly from the moral agenda of the campaign.
Why does this issue not get that much attention? I suppose just as we are only now looking at police budgets and realizing with shock that so many cities literally, divert anywhere between 30 to 50% of their entire city's budget on the police. There's similar numbers on the federal level where just a huge amount of our federal tax dollars go toward the military, but we hear so little about it.
Yeah, I mean, the military industrial complex is a web that